everybody, this is the Millennial Money Lawyer, where we talk about how to protect your bank account today using the law. All right, well, let's start with current events because, as we all know, current events affect both your legal and financial rights. In COVID news, COVID-19, the highly contagious virus, is, as we all know, having a huge impact on the global economy. Worldwide, there are 1,400,000 plus cases, and in the U.S., there are over 400,000 cases. Yesterday, there were 385,000, so we see that that's, again, quite a leap. And several thousand people have died here in the United States. Most of those cases being in New York, and another major city is Chicago. It's being hard hit. Let's see, in Cook County, there are 9,000 confirmed cases. So this is just to let everyone know, if you are going to go out, if you are going to do some shopping or some interaction with people, please be very careful because we see that there's an almost exponential growth in the number of COVID-19 cases. In the economy, according to Yahoo Finance, coronavirus, environment, and the stock market were among the top social and political concerns for teens. Teens have cut their spending by almost 40%, and the teen market is worth billions of dollars per year in discretionary spending. According to The Street, stocks finished down 26 points, the S&P and NASDAQ fell, and the $22 trillion U.S. economy is on pause. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said that the administration is working on a date for some market activity. Experts say that reopening the U.S. economy depends on a much wider COVID-19 testing scheme. So based on some research, it looks like we've done about 2 million tests so far in the United States. We have a population of approximately 327 million people, give or take. According to Fox News Business, 41 states have enacted strict stay-at-home policies. There have been more than 130,000 loans issued from the $349 billion payroll protection program. This program is part of the $2.2 trillion bailout package, which was passed by Congress and signed into law by the president. Steve Mnuchin and the president plan to ask Congress for more money to fund the program. And according to MSN Money, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said that social distancing practices do appear to have leveled off the deaths in New York City. From my recollection, on Friday, there were about 620 to 650 deaths that day, and recently we see that number has come down to approximately 600 to 610. According to MarketWatch, one of London's leading hedge fund managers warned of a Soviet outcome. The manager states that we will live in a, quote, an economic landscape haunted by zombie companies on permanent state aid support, with whatever short-term objective might prolong a politician's period in office. The same manager has stated that businesses have been caught over-leveraged and insufficiently reserved. Dividends and buybacks are going to fall much more than profits, both because of a higher corporate savings rate and because of government requirements. So, at least from an initial interpretation of this, it looks like this fund's manager is saying that the rules of the economic game are going to change for both businesses and those who are stakeholders in our economy alike. So just be prepared for some savings as well as some requirements from governments coming down the pipeline. Okay, well, now let's look at COVID-19 and protecting your estate. So what we're doing is we're going to be working through avoiding probate. In terms of the wealth factor, your estate is both your property and your debt. So yes, it's everything from credit cards to your house, to your car, jewelry. anything that you own becomes part of your estate. And, when we talk about estates, yes, we're talking about death. And yes, death is a very sensitive topic, especially during a time like this. But we all go through it. So it's important for us to plan. So for instance, if you were to pass, then we're looking at your accounts, your real estate, personal property, furniture. We're looking at who this property will go to. So for instance, if you want it to go to your mom, or if you want to set up a trust fund for your dog or cat, if you want to make sure that your children are protected, some people get insurance. These are ways of protecting wealth and also making sure that the estate is given to the right beneficiaries. Basically, your estate is your wealth. And in order to protect your wealth and save your family a lot of heartache, it is important to plan, as we discussed, and the better planned, the less heartache and the less stress when it comes to dealing with matters of probate and wills and your estate. In terms of the law, in Illinois, we have basically two options. So one is to go through the probate process, and the other is to, again, plan your estate or estate planning. Probate means that the court will determine who gets what. Versus estate planning, you get to decide who gets what. So this is why so many people put a lot of emphasis on estate planning. And if done the right way, it provides a huge tax savings. So there's a lot of tax incentives if it's done right. And, again, it's really important to note that we are going through a public health emergency. This is a crisis, so knowing what to do with your estate in the worst case scenario, no matter how much money you have or don't have, is very important for your family, friends, or for anyone who's going to be dealing with your estate. So this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be creating a legal document. And before we get started with that, let's just go through some of the numbers. If you are between 40, 45 and above, statistically you have more assets than younger generations like millennials. So in that case, if your estate is over $100,000 at this point, it may be better to speak with an estate planning attorney and an accountant to make sure everything is sorted right and that you are giving your estate to the people that you want to give it to. If you are younger, estate planning can serve you as well. And it can also save you a lot of money in terms of court fees and probate fees. It can also protect your assets from certain debt. So if we're looking at protecting some assets from student loan debt, I know as a millennial, many people are very interested in learning how they can raise money while being stuck under a lot of student loan debt. In many cases, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. If student loans are not important to you, and you have less than $100,000 in assets and no real estate, Illinois does have a simplified probate process for you. The simplified probate process can be used to get bank accounts and other property from a person who has since passed or has died. So our project today is super simple. I try to keep everything as simple as possible. And we are going to do 4 things. 1, we're going to go to the Celeste firm. 2, we're going to create a free account. 3, we're going to click on Estate Planning Skip Probate Toolkit. Going to answer some very basic questions. And then 4, very simple, just going to download our small estate affidavit for you to use and customize as you see fit. To end, we do have free and open office hours weekdays 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Please feel free to call me, text me, shoot me a message on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I'm also on some of the other platforms like TikTok, but that's generally reserved for entertaining activities. So if you want to send something silly, I would love to see that. And just feel free to contact me. I'm here, and I'm more than happy to answer some of your questions. Okay, so with that being said, this is the Millennial Money Lawyer, and we'll see you soon. All right, take care. Bye.